Hello. On behalf of Dr. Magolis, this is our interview assignment in which we are tasked in interviewing an older adult for some insight. And initially I had trouble thinking of who I could interview until I remembered I am a mass comm student here at Bloomsburg University, and I thought, who better than, may I say, the father of our program? Dr. Richard Ganahl.
I'm not that much older.
How are you, Doctor?
Fine, thanks. Okay.
Good. Would you mind telling us a little bit about your background and how you found yourself here at Bloomsburg?
It was Providence that brought me here. You know, there was some. I woke up one night and there was a star in the eastern part of the sky, and a voice came to me and said, "Follow that star to your future."
Is that how you put in the GPS?
Yes, yeah, right. And next thing I know, here I was at Bloomsburg. No, my background is in journalism. I was a publisher for a number of years, an entrepreneur in media. And I did that up through around, I guess I was, my first degree was in 73. And then I went back to school, got a degree in advertising in 76. And then I managed, started, published different newspapers and media from then through about 85 or so. I went and got a master's and then a doctorate in the School of Journalism at Missouri. And then this job became available in 93, I think it was. And I was just wrapping up. I just had my dissertation. I applied for the job, flew out here over, I interviewed on the day after Ash Wednesday.
Okay.
1993, and started fall of 93.
Awesome.
I've been here ever since.
Awesome. Do you see any key differences from, I mean, it's about a 25-year difference,
Yeah.
but even in the span of quarter of a century, you would have to notice some differences.
Oh, there's been tremendous differences in media, and these last 25 years probably been the most dynamic 25 years in terms of technological change since really Gutenberg, if you think about it. You know,
with the printing press.
Yeah, movable type, universal reading. The internet, digital publishing has changed everything, you know, across all platforms, print, visual, audio. So yeah, the learning curve and the change curve has just been steep.
Right, correct.
Unrelentless. Yeah.
Well, we're not one to predict the future because back in 73, I'm sure people were predicting flying cars by now.
That might have been.
Yeah, but do you have an idea of where journalism and that kind of news writing how it will carry into the future, specifically here at Bloomsburg?
Great question. You know, at Bloomsburg, I'm not exactly sure how it will. You know, I think we're sort of, when you think about the diffusion of innovation, Bloomsburg, we're probably at the tail end of diffusion of innovation. By the time it reaches here, it may be pretty widely used. You know? But the innovators in communication, I have no idea where it's going to be. You know, social media has really changed things.
It's taken off.
Video, 1,000 points of light. It's like 1,000 journalists. You know, citizen journalism. So I really don't know. What concerns me most is the erosion of truth and the erosion of media credibility. Professional curators of what we read, see, listen to. That has really been threatened, I think, by the current affairs. So
that is an interesting point, and that, if anything, to me, is the most example of where is that going to take us kind of a situation. I'm sure you've seen during your time, maybe not similar situations, but situations that have raised just as much duress.
Yeah, the technology I love, I embrace. I was an early adapter in all of them. I started BU Now 12 years ago. So technology, I like the Napoleon Dynamite movie, his brother Kip. I love technology. But what concerns me is the general population's reaction to and the manipulation of and the growing use of propaganda, basically, you know, the weaponizing of the communication. And
that's a good word, weaponizing.
Yeah, it's just really become almost a hand grenade or a bomb. Truth can be manipulated, and it is on a regular basis. So that's what concerns me most. I'm always fascinated. I hold like the New York Times as one of the best examples of what journalists should aspire to. And I'm surprised to hear some of the people in the academy, that would be the last thing they would read.
The New York Times.
That scares me.
Mm. Well, this is an interesting conversation. 1, 2, we should continue off the record. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have.
Yeah,
do you have any more questions for me?
Oh, I think, young people like you make this industry just tremendously bright. I have a lot of faith in young journalists, and I hope I'm able to teach here for as long as I can. It's been a great experience.
I'm sure we'd all love to have you. Thank you very much for doing this interview,
Thanks
Doctor.
a lot, Patrick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And from McCormick Studios, I'm Patrick McDonald.
Okay.